This is a revision class of that chapter. We will start from the very beginning of that chapter. So, at first, just look at the picture given in the first page, that is in page number 64. Page number 64. Can you predict that what the pictures is about, or what is the compounds form after the reaction? What kind of changes is this? All these are related to this. First of all, the name of the reaction. What is the name of the reaction? Name of reaction, that is burning of. Now the next part you will tell me. The burning of what? Magnesium. Burning of magnesium ribbon. Okay. Now, what kind of change is this? It is a physical or chemical? What kind of change is this? Obviously, chemical. Next is that, what is the compounds formed in this reaction, or what are the products of that reaction? What are the products of that reaction? Products. Now you will tell me what are the products. It is not MgO2, it is just MgO. Okay, but it would be clear on the next year, that is in class 9, you having the concept of valency. Yes, magnesium oxide, yes, Roshni gave the correct answer, that magnesium oxide, heat and light. Okay, so the products are magnesium oxide, heat and light. Okay, so the products is MgO, heat and light. Now here you can see that I have used here one delta sign. So this delta sign is the representation of heat energy. Okay. Yes, by crisscross method we can formulate any compounds. Now Sneha, as you already cultured about the valency, now can you kindly represent the aluminium oxide? Formula for aluminium oxide by crisscross method. Yes, aluminium 3 plus, no, it is not 2. Aluminium oxide, this is not AlO2. AlO2 is wrong. Roshni, yes. Roshni gave the correct answer, that is Al2O3. Now, aluminium is plus 3, oxygen is minus 2. Al2O3. Okay, this will be discussed. There is a next part in the next year. Now, products is magnesium oxide, heat and light. Heat is another way represented by a delta sign. Now, look at this. We use different kinds of fuel for various purposes at home, in industry and for running automobiles. Okay. Can you name a few fuels used in our home? Name a few fuels used in trade and industry. What fuels are used for running automobiles? What are the fuels used to? Yes, it is correct, Al2O3. What fuels is used to running automobiles? Can you name some of these? What is the fuels used to run automobiles? Petrol, diesel. Anything else? CNG. Yes, I am waiting for this. So, petrol, diesel, CNG, these are the fuels used to burn, used to run the automobile. Next one, we are familiar with the burning of candle. Now, burning of candle. What kind of change is this? It was on class 7. Burning of candle is what kind of change? Is it a physical, chemical, both, or none of these? What kind of change is this? Burning of candle. Both, yes. This is not only a chemical, obviously it is a chemical. So, suppose the options is number 1 physical, number 2 chemical, number 3 physical plus chemical, and number 4 is only chemical. Then option 3, they are having no difference in between only chemical or chemical. So, here we can give the option as none of these. So, here the 3 is the correct answer. Okay. Next one, come to the next part. Let us study the chemical process of burning and types of flame produced during the process. Now, all the substances when burned produces flame. All the substances, that the combustible substances when burned, they always gives the flame or not? No, yes. So, recall the activity of burning of magnesium ribbon performed in class 7. We learned that magnesium burned to form magnesium oxide produces heat and light. We can perform a similar activity with a pair of charcoal. Hold the piece with a pair of tongs and bring it near the flame of the candle or a Bunsen burner. What do you observe? So, you can observe that the charcoal is burning with a glow, not a flame, just a glow, okay, and it produces heat and very little amount of light at the same time. We find that charcoal burns in air. We know that coal too burns in air, producing carbon dioxide, heat and light. So, when coal is burned in air, it will produce carbon dioxide, heat plus light. Okay. So, if one question is there that when carbon burns, it produces number 1 carbon monoxide, number 2 carbon dioxide plus heat plus light, number 3 CO2 only, and number 4 is none of these. Then can you predict which one will be the correct answer? Number 3. When carbon burn, it produces carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, heat and light, carbon dioxide only, none of these. I just told you that when carbon burns or coal burns in air produces carbon dioxide, heat and light. So, option 2, that heat this is the symbol of heat, and this is the light. All these are produced when coal or carbon is burned. So option 2 is the right one. So in case of multiple choice, the most appropriate one will be considered as the correct one option. Okay. This is also correct, but this is the more appropriate. So option 2 will be the correct one. Next one. Yes, there is a difference in glow and flame. That flame is that for example we can see the flame, but when it glows, for example, have you in a furnace when we can see that the fire is burning. So this burning is at the same time, this is the flame and also the glow, but the glow is that suppose for example when the incense sticks when burned, it will only produces glow. Here is no flame. So this is the example or difference in between flame and the glow. Okay, now come to the next paragraph. A chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give off heat is called combustion. We have already defined it. What is combustion? That is the substance when in presence of oxygen produces heat and some different products, it will called as combustion. The substance that undergoes combustion is said to be combustible. So here you may have you have to be ready with a question that give a distinction in between combustible and non-combustible substances with example. 2 marks question. So here you will define at first, make a column, 2 columns. In one side it is combustible and another one is non-combustible, and give the example of combustible and non-combustible substances. Okay. Now come to the next part. The substance that undergoes combustion is said to be combustible. It is also called a fuel. So the combustible substance is anotherly, or in the same way it is called as a fuel. Yes, your question may be manual. That manual means that question paper will be given to you in a offline in the group, that is through the Skype group or e-portal in the Word format, and you will get the time, that is 3 hours 15 minutes. The 15 minutes given to check the question, is it correct or not, and the 3 hours for the writing of that question, and then you have to submit it. It may be one option. I don't know what would be the option. If it goes with offline, then this should be the pattern, that you will be provided with the question paper through online method, and after completion of that exam you will give extra time 30 minutes to make the PDF of that, and then you have to submit it on the e-portal, and also you have to submit the copy also, that the hard copy through the front office. But this is not final. I don't know this process will continue from which class or up to which class. Okay. For higher classes, this is one option for the pre-board exam. For class 10 and 12, this is an option. So may it would be followed. If we find successful method for this, then it would be followed for the lower classes also. This is not known to me. This is also one and probable. It is not confirmed. Okay, next one. The fuel may be solid, liquid and gas. Okay, so underline this line, that a fuel may be solid, liquid and gas. Very important for multiple choice. What would be the option? That a fuel number 1, okay, fuel may be number 1 liquid, number 2 solid, liquid plus gas, number 3 gas, number 4 is solid. solid, liquid, gas. Okay, here just for confusion add it with liquid, solid plus gas, liquid plus gas. So from that statement you can answer it that it may be solid, liquid and gas. Okay. Okay. Now come to the next page. Okay, before going to that, I will tell you, is there any difference between combustible substance and inflammable substance? Combustible and inflammable. Is there any difference in between these two, inflammable and combustible? Yes. Yes, charcoal will only produces the glow. Basically, it might have very little flame, but not huge amount of flame is there. Combustible and inflammable. Combustible substance that only gives the heat energy and also gives us light. Inflammable substance is the class of combustible substance, but it basically glows with a flame or basically burns with a flame. So, inflammable substance having low ignition temperature, which is the definition of ignition temperature, it is on the next page. So, the low ignition temperature and at the same time it produces flame, whereas in case of combustible substance it is in broader respect, which can burn or which can combust is called as combustible substance. So, combustion is the production of heat, light, etc., but here it is with a flame. It will in addition to this it is flame. Okay. Now, can you tell me that iron nail is a combustible or non-combustible substance? Iron nail is combustible or non-combustible substance? Non-combustible. Okay. Next one is kerosene oil. Kerosene oil is combustible or non-combustible? Kerosene oil is combustible or non-combustible? Combustible. Okay. Glass. Glass is combustible or non-combustible? Non-combustible. Okay. Now, look at the picture at activity 6.2. Now, just one comparison in between these three pictures, that the extinguishing time, if we want to compare the extinguishing time, then which one will take the maximum time to extinguish the candle, or in which case the candle will glows with a steady flame? Yes, in A. Now, which one will take least time to extinguish? In the picture, just look at the picture at page number 65, activity 6.2, then you can answer it. In which one it will take least time? Yes, this is C, because here a lid is there, there is the contact in between the air and the flame is detached. But in A, here is a free flow of air through the hollow cylinder, but in the second one it is just the air which is in that particular area will be there. For this it will glow for some time. Now, what is the essential condition for burning? What is the essential condition for burning? essential condition for burning. Number 1, obviously we will require one combustible substance. Number 2, supply of heat. Number 3, supply of air, etc. Anything else? What is the essential condition for? Yes, for this supply of heat, it will reaches the temperature of that substance to gain the ignition temperature. Oxygen and fuel, combustible substance. This is another name of fuel. Okay. Now move to the next page, page number 66. Now in the lower half you can see that the forest fire. Now what are the reason behind this forest fire? Is it totally natural or some man-made issues is also there? Is it totally natural or what are the reason that behind the forest fire? Yes, both. Now, natural reason, that is the thunderstorm or the frictional force in between the branches of the trees. This and in the summer days, basically, it will produce the forest fire, and some carelessness of the people is also responsible for that. Now, in the next, you can see a picture that blanket wrapped around a person whose cloth caught fire. Now, what is the function that here, as it is a dense layer, that the blanket is a dense in that respect, so it can restrict the flow of oxygen or basically air from the body and the outsider. So, here the wrapping means just to disconnect the source of oxygen in the body so that it will extinguish. Yes. Okay, so this is the reason. Now this concept is used in the fire extinguisher that disconnect the layer, that is the oxygen, disconnect the combustible substance or burning of combustible substance with the flow or with the oxygen, so that it can we can restrict the burning in case of petrol, diesel, or etc. Okay, so that's all for today's class. Yes, obviously it is a reason, garbage, burning of garbage in forest, and due to some curiosity also, some young boys or etc., when they goes for picnic or in that purpose, they used to burn the leaves just to give just to see that what happens. Okay, but there is no one to extinguish the fire, but it takes a very huge in its area, and also it spreads through the different the large area. Okay, so next day we will start from the burning of matchsticks. What are the chemicals involved in matchsticks? Okay, so any confusion up to this? Today, that's all for today's class. Okay, so thank you everyone and bye.